this car is going to have a motor in it today. It is happening. I don't care. It's happening. It's happening. So we're going to do it right now. What's up, guys? I'm Logan with 89 AutoWorks, and today we are finally getting back to Subawho. We are working on Jake's 2006 STi. We finally got parts back from Powder. Actually went to 2 shops. The first shop sucked. Used them in the past. Would never use them again. Trash. Never use them. Junk. Don't do it. The guy wants to learn and do things the proper way. Happy to go back. But this shop right here needs no training. Needs no anything. Powdercoat in Minneapolis. They're actually in Isanti. And I'll tell you, highly recommend using this company. Phenomenal work. Pricing is very competitive. Absolutely phenomenal work. Can't say enough about the quality of this stuff. I mean, this stuff looks absolutely sweet. Completely amazing work. So finally going to be able to go now and put Jake's motor together and get it in his car. We've been waiting a very long time for this point, and there's been a lot of roadblocks in the way. Some of them my problem, some of them other people's problem. You know, my problem has been since the get-go. I just have such a high standard for what I'm looking to have done on this car that things take a little too long. And Jake, I hope you understand that it's never been for anything other than I'm holding myself to a high expectation, high standard for this build. So things will be absolutely sweet. And that we are going to be going forward, and today I'm going to be working on getting like the timing set and the intake and the coolant crossover pipes and the valve covers and basically all these parts that we have here for Jake's car. All of them I'm looking to get them on Jake's motor today on the stand, and then hopefully from there we can go and, you know, at a later time get them all bolted on and in the car, I should say. So today our big goal is getting as many parts on Jake's motor as we can, getting things finalized and solid. There's a lot of things on this motor that are kind of temporary. I have some brackets that I had to make for the rotated kit that are not what I would call finished product. They're okay, but need sanding, need polishing, all of those things that I've known that. We gotta get like the water pump on this thing. We gotta get the headers actually bolted on and new gaskets in there and all that stuff, because everything is just roughly mounted on this motor right now. So the starting point here is going to be going ahead and getting like the timing covers I have for this thing, the inside timing covers. Jake did just order a new set today actually for the outer timing covers, but the inner timing covers, I don't really want to wait for the new ones to show up. I have a pretty decent set here that we're going to bolt on here, get cleaned up and bolt on here just so we can keep plugging away on getting this thing actually dialed and, you know, what I would call finished. So we're going to go ahead and keep pushing and kind of just show you guys what we got going on along the way.
I'm finna jump for the shit all top when I speak, all cap with the speech till they caught up in the rapture. I'm so out of line with the phrase game. Let's take a break, been a long day. Hit your line, what you fall through with the light sticks. Maybe help me spark the ideas. We got nowhere else to go, it's only up from there. I've been on my own, just running through the field. Say vivid for the ears, I know that's how they like it. Yeah, I fantasize it. Tell me that it's real when it's all said and done. I said it how I feel it. I let them hear the fear of a passive aggressive angry black man with a passion. Steady grip when I shoot to the stars with a full clip. Trying line with a loose leaf, then I proofread till I lose sleep. Couldn't handle the truth in your bed with the right. Love at first sight shit, art over hype shit. Need a sound bite for the time capsule.
Alright guys, it's been like a week or something. It feels like a week. It's been a minute. We've been waiting for parts on Jake's car. Finally got the parts. What we ended up running into is that the fuel rails were hitting the ABCS solenoids, so we had to get phenolic spacers to, we got 7mm phenolic spacers just to lift it up a little bit, clear those ABCS solenoids. A lot of that is to do with the intake manifold that we're running. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But what we're doing right now, this is an ACT Mod 225 twin disc XT Sprung Street. So, hot boy stuff. This is ACT's newest addition to their clutches. This is their released in 2022 clutch. Good stuff, really good stuff here. So I have literally never even looked at this clutch ever before, other than taking it out of the packaging to set it right here to show you guys what kind of cool stuff we've got going on here. So we're going to take it apart, we're going to look at it, we're going to install it, we're going to put the motor in the car today, Joya's going to kill me because I'm home late once again, but this car is going to have a motor in it today. It is happening. I don't care. It's happening. It's happening. So we're going to do it right now. I'm going to take this thing apart and we're going to take a look at all the parts and pieces, and I tried to lay out some, whatever you call these things, towels. I use just to keep it from being all scratched up. Why would I care about a clutch being scratched up? Have you seen this thing? It's freaking sweet. I don't know. I care too much. The key here is to use a 14-inch, maybe 24-inch extension for no reason. Alright, fine. No extension. Okay, yeah, wow. Deal. So, this is interesting. Got all these cool parts and pieces and stuff. Spilled coffee, all of it. Got it. Okay, so there's that. Now we have, oh boy, there's already a lot of pieces going on here. There's that thingy. Don't know what that's called. There's one of these thingies. Don't know what this is called. There's one of these thingies. I know what this is called. This is called a clutch. Ha ha! Winning! Right, Isaac? Right.
Yes.
Here's another one of these thingies. And one of these thingies. So we have this really f***ing awesome flywheel here that we are going to be putting on Jake's car. That is the starting point. I know how to do that part, and then the rest of it I'm going to actually have to read instructions on. So, we're going to start with that and jump over to the motor, bolt this up to there, start working on bolting all these extra things up to these extra things, and then these extra things bolt up to that thing, and then that thing bolts up to that thing, and then that thing bolts into that thing, and then make all the horsepower, and we're good to go. And then you guys can see some videos of some real hot rod shit happening, because that's what's going to happen. It's just going to be cool. So, we're bolting this in. I have the flywheel torqued onto the motor itself right now. And I'm just going to go through and take a peek at this step-by-step installation, running through. Okay, so we're going to hop over to the motor here. There you go. There's a nice little diagram of what we got going on here. The plates we ended up cleaning were the bottom side of this plate, both sides of this plate, and then obviously we'll wipe down the actual flywheel itself before we put anything on there. So, good to go. Prepper technician.
Yay!
Guy.
Master bolt holder prepper technician guy.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It's a good one.
You're gonna hold that while I put them in?
I'm gonna do something. Do not be a Sally about the amount of that stuff you use. Yeah, good. Yep, that was a good amount right there.
I thought so.
Yeah, we might have to do some stuff here. And you're like,
When I was on the Cooper, I was like, I'm taking a shit, by the way. I was Charlene. She didn't even hear me. I like straight up ninja snuck out of the house and never even knew I was there.
You're right. Happened.
You're right. That was a joke.
Yeah, I know it was. Especially because the camera's still rolling. So the whole thing about I'm on the shitter, definitely making the video.
No! 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 I had no idea. You can't tell me. You can't do this to me.
Oh my
My
god.
mom watches these.
No, she doesn't. That's what she wants you to think.
Right, yeah.
She's like, yeah, I think I
Maybe she
watch all the
does.
time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mom, what's the shop called again? Yeah. 76s?
You're right. What are the 49ers? Look at that spicy yellow clutch. Cool because it's yellow. Not because it's like some crazy high horsepower twin disc, but because it's yellow.
Go on that South Bend box on top.
Yes.
There's the pin and there's the fork. What are you even doing right now?
Dropping a box with nothing important in it.
Alright guys, she's officially in. She's sitting in the motor, is sitting in the car. We are having a little bit of a fitment issue due to the 7mm phenolic spacers. So we will have to work on doing some modifications next week. I have not quite figured out as to how or where I'm going to do those yet, but there's going to be modifications happening here because I most certainly am not going to hack up our absolutely beautifully powder coated intake manifold that I have spent, oh my god, hours on. So looks like the phenolic spacers are going to have to go, and we're going to have to do some clearancing on the ABCS solenoids to clear the fuel rails. I was just trying to not have metal on metal in the engine bay, obviously trying to avoid stuff setting off the knock sensor in a way that would give us issues. Have dealt with that enough times by now that we know better. So we're going to have to figure something out here, but shouldn't be anything too catastrophic or major, so we will cross that bridge next week because it is Friday night and I was supposed to be home a long time ago. So I'm really happy with where we're at right now. Next week I'll be able to really crank on this thing and get some serious progress done, and then yeah, at that point it's going to be pretty soon here. We're going to have to start working on fabricating our hot piping or our intercooler piping kit and everything. We're going to be using stainless steel for that, so there's going to be a full video on doing pie cuts and this and that and blah 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 and all the stuffs, and it's going to be a big video. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up here. If you guys liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a ton more content specifically on this car, and this car you'll be seeing a lot more than you have on other stuff. As far as this one will be going on the rollers, Dave's going to run this one across the dyno. We are no longer doing street tuning at all. Everything's going to be rolling across the dyno now, so that's good for sure. So this car will have real horsepower figures for